Have you noticed how expensive Disneyland and Disney World have become if you want to go visit those parks? Man, it's incredible. The price increases have drastically surpassed the rate of inflation. And this is what I found from Business Insider. Had a very interesting video and article that breaks down how expensive Disney World has gotten and why that is the case. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. Like I said, this is Business Insider. I'll put the link into the description to this video or to the article if you want. That's very, very fascinating. That's what you're going to find. Now, we're going to break down, I'm just going to highlight a couple of main points from this video from Business Insider. You can go check it out for yourself and let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen how expensive Disney has gotten? Have you visited either one of these parks before? Let me know in the comments. Let's get into the meat of this discussion. We're going to go to the introduction, and just highlights how much prices have increased at Disney.
This Mickey ice cream bar would have cost $2.75 at Disney World in 2009. With inflation, that bar would cost $4.22 today. But the price has more than doubled to $6.50. And it's not just the price of ice cream. Basic Mickey ears are up 67%. And the Mickey pretzel is up 118%. It's also gotten more expensive to get inside the parks. From 2015 to 2025, Disney World's top-tier annual pass nearly doubled from $829 to $1,629. That's a 44% increase after inflation.
Every year I think to myself, well, what's my breaking point? When will I say, oh, this is too much for an annual pass?
So did you see those numbers? You're talking about 50% increase, doubled, 180% increase. That's crazy. 44% that's above inflation. So have you noticed those things yourself? Let me know in the comments. That's crazy. No wonder Disney's is so expensive. So we're going to skip ahead in this video that talks about how the origins of Disney's parks and how different they are back then from what they've become now.
Opportunity. On July 17, 1955, his vision became a reality. A sunny theme park in Anaheim, California.
Walt Disney's creation of Disneyland was like a refreshing change for the attractions industry because it was a new kind of amusement park that was much cleaner, much safer, and newer.
Disneyland wasn't just built.
And if you go earlier in this video, it talks about how other amusement parks were kind of adult oriented. They were kind of grimy and dirty. And so Disney parks set themselves apart as different because they wanted to attract families.
Built for families, it was priced for them too. On opening day, the admission cost was 50 cents for children and $1 for adults. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $6 and $12. Rides were separate, costing somewhere between 10 and 35 cents, or about $1.20 to $4.20 today. And when ABC aired a live Dateline Disneyland special for Disneyland's grand opening,
people and eyes around the world are focused on these 160 acres here in Anaheim, California.
It became a national event. 90 million American households tuned in.
By the time they did the televised version from the park on opening day, everybody in the country wanted to go to Disneyland. And that was...
Shoot, at those prices, I bet you they would want to go. I mean, even if paying for every ride, that's still not nowhere as expensive as it is now.
A tremendous marketing strategy.
A strategy that worked. In its first 10 weeks of operation, 1 million people visited Disneyland. By 1960, some 5 million people were visiting California's Disneyland Park every year. Within its first 5 years of operation, Disneyland helped drive Walt Disney Productions' gross income from $27 million to roughly $70 million. Walt Disney was poised to grow the empire.
He knew there were a lot of people around the United States who were never going to make it to the West Coast to be able to see this beautiful theme park that he had created. And so he got it in his head that he would like to do something similar on the East Coast of the United States.
Walt Disney World opened on October 1st, 1971, near Orlando, Florida. Tickets cost $3.50, or about $28 in 2026. The opening was also marked by another star-studded TV special on NBC.
One of the things that Walt Disney said was, Disneyland will never be finished. It will continue to evolve and grow and develop. And that is still the case.
But expansion came at a price. Take Epcot, for example.
Now you're going to see how the price is going to increase as they expand.
Ladies and gentlemen, Epcot Center, the opening celebration.
When the new park opened at Disney World in 1982, it reportedly cost the Disney company between $800 million and $1.2 billion to build. That same year, the company's ticketing system changed to a flat rate for entry and rides. This chart tracks the price of a one-day, one-park ticket at Walt Disney World from Epcot's opening in 1982. When it opened, a one-day ticket to Disney World cost $15, equivalent to $50 in today's money. Throughout the rest of the 1980s and 90s, that price climbed steadily as Disney World expanded with new lands, like MGM Studios and Animal Kingdom. After 2000, no new Disney World parks opened, but there were new attractions, and park prices rose even faster. But 2 years in the 2010s would change how the parks were priced for good.
So, I mean, all right, so now even $50 a person, that's still not bad for all that's in Disney World. Even, let's say it was a 2015 year up at above 100. Now that's when you start to get a little pricey because they've added all that stuff, but you're getting all the rides for a flat rate. So I guess if you're a fan of Disney, that's worth it. But now notice how the price starts to even skyrocket even further and why it does so.
In 2016, under the leadership of CEO Bob Iger, Disney introduced seasonal ticket pricing. This model created tiered ticket prices based on seasonal demand, with days categorized as value, regular, or peak.
Hey, look, a lot of people don't like Bob Iger, and this video is not going to give you any reason to like him anymore.
As a result, one-day ticket prices climbed above $100. And in its first quarter earnings the following year, Disney said higher average ticket prices helped push parks and resorts revenues up 6%. 2 years later, Disney World switched to a date-based pricing model, where ticket prices vary by date.
So everybody wants to come during summer vacation and Christmas when their kids are out of school. And the trouble is that if you've spent billions of dollars really to build these attraction facilities, they're open 365 days a year. It's just not efficient to have them filled to the brim for 4, 5, 6 weeks out of the year, and then not so much the rest of the time.
That's Robert Niles, the founder and editor of the trade publication Theme Park Insider. Business Insider talked to him in 2018 at the height of Disney's pricing changes.
So they really want to use all of their pricing and promotions to try and equalize the crowds throughout the year.
This approach is an example of dynamic pricing, where prices change based on demand, timing, competition, or customer behavior. Something most people are already familiar with from airline fares or rideshare apps, which charge more during rush hour or when the weather's bad.
So if you were going to go to Disney World or Disneyland, it actually would make sense to go during off-peak time, days and time frames and seasons. That would save you some money because of the dynamic pricing. But now, let's take a look at some of the food and merchandise pricing. And one thing you're going to see that's a common thing is that Disney price is accelerates way past the rate of inflation. You can't say that these prices are due to inflation because the rate of inflation, as you've seen, the current prices will be much cheaper if it was just adjusted for inflation. But Disney's price of what they're charging for everything, it's way past the rate of inflation.
And it's not just tickets. Prices inside the parks have climbed too. We visited Disneyland ourselves to see just how much prices for food and merchandise have increased. We started by making a list of items sold in the past that are still sold today and how much they used to cost. Then we went to the park to check out the new prices for everything on our list. The price of every item we checked has increased faster than inflation over the past 17 years.
What did I tell you? Way past the rate of inflation. You're seeing 2 or 3 times the 2009 price in 2026.
Now, even die-hard fans are having to make hard choices about investing in the happiest place on Earth.
How long have you been a fan of Disney, and how long have you been going to Disney parks?
The womb, potentially. I was a Disney child, to a Disney teenager, to a Disney adult. I've never really lost that love of magic. Now that I have adult money, I can start buying and collecting things I really like. And I love Disney art. Purchased this piece, which is Notre Dame. Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite Disney film of all time, and it's not appreciated nearly enough. This is something from my mom. It's a set of limited edition stamps. I have a huge Disney pin collection.
So one of the things that Disney seems to be falling into, along with many other companies, is that, they built their brands and their business off of regular people or even fanatics like her. They built their business on that, and now they're going to see the price. They're going to be pricing them out because they just, even though they may love, like she may love Disney at some point, she's going to get to the point she's going to get priced out of Disney theme parks. But now let's take a look at another couple reasons of why the Disney brand has become so much more expensive.
Over the past decade, Disney has also layered new premium experiences on top of its core offerings. Take FastPass, for example.
Check this out. You roll up to the Fast Pass kiosk, throw your ticket in, and boom, boom.
Until 2021, this service allowed park visitors to skip long lines for free. Today, its successor, the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, is a tiered and pricey add-on, costing up to $449 depending on the park and time of year. There are other services Disney once offered for free that no longer exist, like Magical Express, a complimentary shuttle that transported travelers between Orlando International Airport and resort hotels. After Disney discontinued the shuttle in 2022, it gave guests the option to choose between services like Mears Connect, about $32 round trip for adults, or its more premium minivan service, which can cost roughly $400 round trip for adults. There are also luxury lodging options. For example, when Walt Disney World's Bora Bora bungalows opened in 2015, one night at the bungalows cost upward of $2,100, or $2,876 adjusted for inflation. Now, a one-night stay at these deluxe bungalows can cost guests a minimum of $3,500, or over $6,800 depending on the season.
Disney understands the demographic changes that are happening in the United States at this point. They understand what's happening with income and economic inequality.
I don't know if they do. I really don't know if they do understand.
quality. They know that the money is in the upper level, the top 10%, the top 1%. They've created a wide variety of new products to try and, frankly, extract more money out of the people who have need.
How long do you think this strategy is going to work? Let me know in the comments.
Despair. Now, the downside with that is if you're one of those remaining middle class people in America, you could get squeezed here.
I do firmly believe there are still ways to do Disney in a affordable way, but it is becoming harder.
And that's tough, and I feel that too, and I understand it. But at the same time, if Disney's going to grow, it's got to go where the money is.
And the parks are perhaps more important for Disney's overall business than ever. Disney is made up of three main segments. And entertainment led the way for decades.
TV is sort of a big fuel of Disney's other businesses.
Then came the cord cutters.
Well, online streaming is rapidly killing cable, Meg.
Does this port?
What you're going to see is that the entertainment sector was carrying the brand for a few years, but when you think about flops like I just saw the Snow White movie, lost 170 million. You see flops like you see in the Star Wars franchise, and the flops that's come in the Marvel franchise. When you factor those losses in, the Disney experience sector is going to have to keep their prices high in order to stay in business. It's sad, really, but because I mean, those other sectors in the entertainment part, they've made some really, really stupid decisions.
The death of TV.
In 2019, when Disney Plus first launched, Netflix already had roughly 140 million subscribers.
Disney committed an enormous amount of money to catch up with Netflix. It committed tens of billions of dollars, at one point spending more than double what Netflix was spending. As time went on, the cost of building this streaming service began to weigh on Disney. At one point, it was running losses of $11 billion on its streaming service.
Disney CEO Bob Iger would later admit he thought the company invested too heavily in streaming. But at the same time, Disney parks rebounded quickly from pandemic shutdowns.
So there it is. I mean, the price of Disney parks is not going to go down because they got to carry the brand. That's where the profit is right now because of all those other sectors losing money. So let me know what you think. Are you planning on going to Disney parks anytime soon? The price is not going to go down. It's going to be very expensive to go. And they're pricing for the top higher income families. So the middle class and then average person is eventually going to get squeezed out of going to Disney theme parks. Now, I can't do nothing about it. Very little can be done about it. I know this video, if you go through it, they talk about different travel agency groups. They talk about strategies to save money at Disney. You can check it out for yourself. But one thing that you can do is save money on as much as you can on things like hotels. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my Zingo Travel membership and just see what kind of pricing I can get at a Disney, let's say a Disney World. Oh, let me share that screen here. There we go. All right, let's go to Disneyland Park. And I'm gonna just pick a date. Let's pick, probably picking the worst date. Oh, it's March. Let's just pick a month from now, right? 6 days. Just to see if our Zingo Travel membership would get me any discounts off of hotels nearby. And this is the California park, so we'll take a look at the Florida park here. All right, Courtyard theme park entrance. So not much there. Tropicana and Suites a little bit. little bit. We got some here, the Anaheim Resort. So you can save a little bit. Let's look at the Disney World. Ooh, now look at this Disney Yacht Club Resort. Now these some big savings of Disney World, Orlando, Florida. Good night. Look at that. So public price. Everybody else pays $20,000 for this particular resort. You can get $14,000 off a week stay. See Disney's Beach Club Resort. It's about the same as everybody else. We got one here, the Disney World Swan Reserve, $80 off. And here's another big one, Disney's Boardwalk Inn. You get near $1,800 off of that with Zingo Travel membership. So you can find some deals with the Zingo Travel membership, even though over and all, we got Disney's Wilderness Lounge, $1,700 off. So we got a couple of really good deals. Here's another one that's $1,000 off for 4 seasons. So seem you get more deals at the Disney World than Disneyland. And any bit that you could save was going to help. So anyway, I thought this was fascinating. Let me know if you're planning on going, if you're a Disney person that likes to go to their theme parks. Are you planning on going anytime soon? Let me know in the comments. And I'll put the link in descriptions to this article in the description, as well as the link to my Zingo Travel membership that'll help you save up to 70% on hotels and big savings on rental cars and other things, because ain't nothing getting cheaper. But so you need to save as much money as you can when you travel. Anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll holler at you later.